Hello, everybody, and happy January. My name is Jennifer Taylor, and I am an interior designer in Tallahassee, Florida, and I specialize in kitchen and bath design. And welcome to my home. This month's video, which is going to be the first of many that I plan to do a monthly video series here on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to kind of tackle a topic that I kind of consider popular among people who are thinking about working with an interior designer or just want to know what it's like. So, this very first video is going to be all about how to work with an interior designer and talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to talk some real numbers with you guys. But the main thing I want to stress is I can only really speak to obviously how I work because there's so many different ways that interior designers all around the world and around the country work. I am in lots of Facebook groups. I am in some coaching groups. And I will tell you that the way that designers charge runs the full spectrum. So today I'm going to talk some real numbers about how I work with clients. And it's really based on a lot of things, mainly experience. I have been an interior designer since I graduated from college. And so that's been almost 30 years ago. I have had Jennifer Taylor Design opened here in Tallahassee since 2012. And I have been doing interior design in all different forms and functions over those 30 years. But the last, now 12 years, I have run what I consider a successful interior design studio. I'm very small. I am just the sole designer. I have one other person that works at my office with me on a part-time basis. And then I have a lot of people that help me virtually, bookkeepers, accountants, people who do my drawings for me, who do my renderings for me. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes on that helps me do the best job that I can do for my clients. So let's talk a little bit about how I work. So I charge on a flat fee. So when clients hire me, they know upfront what it's going to cost. I have a very detailed, what's called a design agreement or a contract. And in that contract, I lay out the scope of work, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So that would be, drawing your kitchen plan, drawing the elevation, selecting all the finishes. So it's all laid out. And then it tells people how, what the fee is going to be, obviously. And then I also am very detailed in how many meetings that fee includes. So to be a successful designer on a flat fee, you have to be very specific about what your fee covers. And you also have to be very specific about when things go above and beyond the scope to bring that to the attention of the client and say, look, this wasn't included in my scope. I can definitely do this for you, but I'm going to have to charge you more than what we originally discussed. Some designers work on an hourly basis where they just keep up with their time and they bill hourly, either monthly or work on retainer. There's lots of different scenarios as far as that's concerned, but I'm just talking about how I work, which is on a flat fee. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the levels of service that I offer and kind of talk about the pricing for each of those levels. Because every client and every project is different, I can't kind of give you some firm prices, but I will tell you what I call the starting prices. So this is the minimum cost it would be to hire me to do these types of services for you. So the first level of service that I offer, which works great for anybody all over the world, so listen up, is my virtual consultations. And I used to do in-home consultations like this and realized, of course, COVID created, times where we couldn't leave our homes. And so we did everything online. And I really found that I was just as effective this way with clients as I was going into their home. So I do virtual consultations via Zoom, and we meet for 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. It's $475. And I kind of just call it a strategy session where you just fire away your design questions. You can kind of see, like if we met via Zoom and you were sitting, here and you were in your room, you could be like, here's my family room. I want to do something different on my mantle. I don't really love this lamp. I want to change this lamp. this is how we kind of work. You kind of tell me what you want from the session, and then I provide that for you. I've done virtual consultations where we've tackled paint colors, where we've tackled furniture layout and plans. The client will send me measurements prior to our meeting, and then we talk about what they have and what they want to keep, and then I give them a furniture plan so they can rearrange their furniture when they're ready. I've helped clients select new lighting for their rooms if they're ready to update their lighting. I've recently helped a client who was on the fence about what to do with her kitchen. Should she do a full remodel? Should she just paint her cabinets? And so we walked through all the different scenarios from the least expensive to the most expensive. And then I helped her source some new cabinet hardware. I referred her to one of my favorite local painters. So those are all the different types of things that we could do in a virtual consultation. So that's kind of the lowest, minimally invasive design service that I offer. The next one up from that is in my kitchen and bathroom design realm. And there's really just two different areas that a client can land in. They're either going to want to do what's called a refresh, which I call refresh, which is their kitchen or bathroom. They don't really want to change all their cabinets around. They want to kind of keep the same layout, or they just want to paint their cabinets, but they really want to get a new countertop. They want new paint on the wall, maybe change out the lighting, new backsplash tile, just a general refresh. So what that does is we don't have to do drawing. So we don't have to draw a floor plan. We don't have to draw all the elevations. It's really just more of a cosmetic finishes type of project. And those start at $1,500. And bathrooms are going to be a smaller bathroom, of course, is probably going to fit better in that price point because a smaller bathroom requires a little less time. And then you can kind of move up from there depending on the size and scope of your next bathroom or your kitchen. So that's what we call the kitchen and bath refresh. And from there, you move up into a kitchen and bath remodel. And a remodel is when you are going to change the layout, you're going to need new cabinets, and that will include us providing you a floor plan and cabinetry elevations. So we start with that at $2,500. And obviously, because that requires more time, and we provide drawings. A lot of projects, depending again on the project and the client and their needs, we also will include a 3D colored rendering of their space so they can really envision it. Those are so great, and we love doing those. And then up from there is for clients who are building a brand new house or doing a major remodel to their house. So maybe it's a kitchen and multiple bathrooms, or a kitchen, a laundry room, a family room, a dining room. So, where it's 2, 3, 4, the whole house. And those design fees start at $3,500. And again, it all depends on the size of the house, the scope of the work, but that is the minimum design fee for clients who are doing a new build or major remodeling. And I will say with a new build, that is, very complicated if you've ever been through the process. There's so many selections to make, so many decisions to make, and having to get them all on paper and to your contractor and on time can be a really overwhelming process. So we really thrive on that and would love helping clients doing new builds or major remodeling projects. And last but not least, we also do full service decorating. And decorating is really just furniture, any kind of project that involves furnishings. We take those on. We do not take a lot of those. I have a very limited amount I take each quarter just because they're a lot of work. And then they require a lot of time, ordering, and then, of course, the installations. And so we like to kind of stagger those projects. And a full service decorating project has a minimum design fee of $3,500. And that will cover, an entire room. And we also ask clients to be ready to invest at least $25,000 in new furniture. So that, we could do a whole room from top to bottom in that price point. We could do 2 rooms where you've got existing furniture in both of the rooms and we just want to add new to both. But I do require a minimum investment of $25,000 in furnishings for us to take on a decorating project. So let's also, now that we've kind of talked about those design fee numbers, I want to share with you two dining rooms that I have done in the last, I would say, 3 years. And because I really wanted to kind of have a good apples to apples comparison to kind of show you what furniture costs that I provide for my clients. Again, every market and every designer works differently, but this is how I work. So I'm going to quickly share my screen with you guys and show you some photographs. Let me see here. There we go. And I need to find my keynote. Project here. It's so funny. I always practice this and then it's not there. There it is, right here in front of me. Technology. All right, so let me show you. Okay, here we go. So this is a dining room space that I did. So I just want to kind of talk to you. And I've got some notes here with some numbers so I can kind of keep it all straight. This is a dining room that we installed. I can't remember the exact size of that dining room. I'd say it's probably like a 12 by 12. It was almost like a square. And we did a table, chairs. We did storage pieces, which included, as you can see, is a buffet there, sideboard on the wall with the mirror and the lamps on top. And then across the room, we did a bar cabinet because they really needed some storage in there. And it was a full service decorating project. So we changed out the paint color, we gave them a rug, the furniture, changed out the light fixture, the whole 9 yards. So this particular project, the furniture cost about $17,000 for all of that furniture. Freight was about $1,500. And then the delivery and the install, that we have a warehouse that we sent everything to. They check it in, they inspect it, and then they put anything together and we do an installation all in one day. So the total for this room was about $19,300 with the furniture, the freight, the delivery, and the install. And obviously the design fee was on top of that. And because I have a minimum of $3,500, that's probably about what this room cost. This particular client, we did 2 rooms, so it probably averaged out to be a little less per room because we did multiple rooms. So $19,300 for this room full of furniture. That did not include the labor for the paint, and that price does not include the labor to change out the light fixture. Those were paid separately by the client to the subcontractors. And then I'm going to show you this dining room. So this dining room, a little bigger, but it was open. So you walked in the front door and you looked over and there was the dining room. So there's just the 3 walls. And let me go back to that. I also want to tell you there were 2 windows, small windows in this dining room. So we also did include window treatments in that pricing I gave you. Because that reminded me of this one. So this dining room, as you can see, there was 2 windows, 2 sets of custom draperies. We added wallpaper, which was a beautiful grass cloth wallpaper to the ceiling. We painted, we replaced the light fixture. We did the rug, the furniture. The only thing we didn't do in this room is the artwork. The client already had that. And so that is not included in the figures that I'm sharing with you today. So this dining room, the furniture was $30,000. The freight, again, was about $1,500, and the delivery and install was about the same $800 because the furniture was more expensive. It didn't cost any more as far as like the delivery was concerned, and the weight was about the same for those items. So the total for this room was $32,300. So room number 1, let's just use round numbers, 19,000. Room number 2, 32,000. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth really quick and show you why this room was so much more expensive than the other room. So we'll start at the ceiling. We did grass cloth on the ceiling. I don't have exact numbers in front of me for each individual thing, but that, of course, is going to add to the cost. Dining room number 1, we just painted. The light fixture we use in this dining room compared to the other, this was a higher end, more designer line lighting company that I used. It was a more gold leaf finish. beautiful shade, so a much higher priced light fixture. We used a embroidered fabric on the window treatments versus a printed for the first dining room. So the fabric for the curtains was a lot more. I would say that these draperies were probably double the cost of the draperies in the first dining room. The rug in this room here was a custom size. So we got, because the table in this room is round. And so with round rugs, it's a little harder to get a size that works. And so we did a custom size rug. This is a higher end rug line, whereas in the room number one, it was just a standard rug, came in a standard size. And then the chairs, the dining room chairs, we did custom fabric on those. And that means that I bought the fabric from company A, shipped it to company B, and company B put that fabric on those chairs so we could get that exact fabric. Most of the time, most manufacturers will have their chairs offered in just kind of a neutral fabric because that appeals to most people. So you can see the chairs in here came with just a standard neutral fabric. And we did a custom, this is the velvet. We used a velvet, quilted velvet fabric on that. So that really just elevated those chairs, you know, fully upholstered, bigger, higher end chair. The round table in this dining room expanded in a different way than table number one. So table number one expands, but you know, you pull it apart, you put a leaf in it and it makes an oval. Whereas this table, it expands and it opens up and creates almost this pie-shaped openings, these little triangles, and then the leaves kind of flip up and out and store inside of the table. It is a beautiful stained wood finish versus a painted finish of this. This table has a metal base. This one had a solid wood base. So there's a lot of different pieces and parts in that. So the quality of the furniture in this dining room was better than the quality of the furniture in this dining room. But not to say, I don't use any furniture that's low quality. So I would call this a better, and this is a best. Some designers will put stuff on their websites that say, you know, good, better, best. I tend to stay away from good. I think that good is not good enough. If you're going to hire me to design a room for you, it needs to be better or best. And I think that both of these are beautiful dining rooms. I would love to have either one of those in my home. The quality of the furniture in the lower price one is not inferior at all. It's just had a lot less customizations. The quality of the furniture was a little bit different. I would say that the sideboards, cost-wise, I think the sideboard in dining room one was more expensive than dining room two because it had a beautiful hand-painted design on the front, where the other one was just a light stained wood. So there you go. Working with an interior designer really does, I think, save you money in the end. You avoid mistakes, avoid you know, spending too much on something that ends up doesn't fit in your space. I mean, you could go on Pottery Barn or Restoration Hardware and order a sectional sofa that costs, you know, $10, $12, $15,000, and you get that delivered and it doesn't fit. I mean, come on. You could have paid a designer a fraction of that cost to avoid that mistake and get you a piece of furniture that fit like it should in your room. So there we go. So if you've got any questions or comments about what I talked about today, please leave them below. I think I'm pretty sure there's a comment section. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be made aware of next time I upload a video. I'll be back in February with another informative video for you guys. I haven't decided exactly on the topic, but let me look. I think I have some options. So if you want to vote for one, let me know. Let's see. Oh no, I don't. I just have January written down. February is blank. So if you have a suggestion, please leave it in the comments. I'd also would love for you to join what I call my design circle, which is kind of my email list. I send out emails just a couple of times a month. It's kind of a newsletter. I'll let you know if I've posted something, a new blog post on my website, new project updates, new services, something that I'm offering for free. You have access to a private page on my website where I share my favorite paint colors. I've got some digital brochures about managing bathroom renovations that I share. So a lot of free information. So I would love to have you join my design circle by visiting my website, which is Jennifer Taylor, Taylor, design.com, and be part of my circle. I'd love to have you be here, and I'll be back in February. Talk to you later. Have a great rest of your day.